Hey guys, how are you? This is Mr. Argueta. I will be your instructor for Principles of Management during the C term, which is only a 7-week course. So wanted to get a video out to you as soon as possible. Today is actually Wednesday the 5th, so 5 days before we start class. And want to get this video so you can have an idea of what to expect day one. So as I mentioned, this class is only 7 weeks long, so it's going to go by very, very, very fast, and there is no time to waste. So that's why I wanted to make sure you understood what to expect and how to do this class. So anyhow, once again, my name is Mr. Argueta. The easiest way to contact me is through email. largetta@gntc.edu. I'll be able to receive that on my cell phone and then get an answer to you as soon as possible. So here's what to expect. If you've never taken an online class, the first thing you do is you go to gntc.edu. Up on top, you'll find that we have the Blackboard tab, and you click on that and log in with your credentials, and you'll end up in a screen. Let's see if I can do it here. That looks just like, well, not just like that, but it looks like this, where you have your classes that you are a part of. These are the classes that I'll be teaching. So in my case, this is your class, which is management. Let's make that a little bigger for you. There we go. Management 1100. Our CRN is 24434, and you click on that. All right. So first and foremost, if you try to do this today or before the 10th, nothing will appear because the class has not started. It will not begin until Monday, the 10th of December. I'm sorry, the 10th of October. So here we are. This is what your class is going to look like. It's going to have, let me show you really quickly. It's going to look like this. Okay, and you're going to have these tabs on the left hand side, and for the sake of, because my course is dated and things open up at a certain date, I'm not going to be able to see anything if I click on it, and you'll see what I mean. You see how it says there's no content to display, and I'll show you why that happens. Let me exit this preview, go back to my instructor mode. This is my instructor mode. I got a bunch of other options that you guys don't have. But in this instructor mode, I will show you what it looks like. Here we go. So you're going to get on October 10th a tab in that weekly assignment that says week 1. That's what you'll be working on for week 1. The way my courses are structured is that every Monday morning at 12 a.m., so midnight on Sunday night or Monday morning, this will open up. As you can tell there, October 10th, 12 a.m. This folder will be available. You will not have access to it till about 9 o'clock, because that's when they start the semester. But once this opens up, every week you'll have another folder open up. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and week 7. Every week you'll have a folder open up. So week 1 consists of, the first thing I want you to go and do is the syllabus quiz. And it's super simple. It's just saying that you confirm and understand what the syllabus is. I'll go through that in just a second. But then you'll have chapter 1, chapter 2, and every week you'll have a discussion, right? Chapter 1 and chapter 2 will consist of your SMART book, which is a required part of the class. You must complete it. Your homework, or your sort of a application-based activity, and then your chapter quiz. Some things to know. Chapter quizzes are 10 questions, and those questions will be used in your midterm and your final. So you will see these questions again. So please keep that in mind, especially when the midterm and final come around. People ask about that a lot. So let's go back. Week 1. So syllabus. So that's both for chapter 1, chapter 2, and then the discussions are going to be a basic discussion. This first week is basically on an introduction about yourself. I will also create a thread and create a discussion in the discussion with a video. I call it my update video. Every week I will be posting the video about what's happening in the class. Now you are required to respond to my video, to have your own discussion thread that you have to create your own and reply to 2 other students. So in order to get a 100, you must participate 4 different times. Replying to me, replying to 2 other students, and having your own thread that you created. Now, the other thing I look for is I do not have a word minimum, but please don't give me a 1-sentence post. I will not grade that. It has to have content, has to have meaning, has to be meaningful. I read every discussion and I value discussions, and you'll see how much I do. I value the discussion part of the course. That's what I grade harshly on. So please take your time in doing your discussions right. So let's take a look at how you're graded. All right, as I mentioned, my email's right there in case you need to email me. This is my phone number in my office, but the easiest way is just reach me on email because I have a lot going on. I do a lot of trainings for private companies. So the easiest way to contact me is through email. I'll respond to you a lot faster than if you leave me a voice message. All right, so first things first, textbook. You do not need a physical textbook for this class. What you do need is the access code. The easiest way to get that access code is by going to your chapter 1 and clicking on the first assignment. It's going to connect you to McGraw-Hill. So that's what you want to do. Now, McGraw-Hill, as I said, we get started right away, gives you 2 free weeks of access codes, right? You got 2 free weeks of access. So please make sure you take advantage of that because we're going to start right away. We don't slow down in this class, all right? So get that connected right away, all right? So let's look at how we're getting graded. Here it is. This is how you will be graded in this class. 30% of your grade is going to be that Learn Smart. This right there. 30% of that is Learn Smart. 30% is going to be a combination of your quizzes and your homework. That are these 2 right there, equal out to 30% of your other grade. 30% of your grade is going to be your participation in your discussions. That would go right. Let's go back to week 1. That would be this part. Okay? And then 10% of your overall grade is going to be the midterm and your final. All right, here's a grading scale, pretty standard. So I want you to focus on this concept. There's going to be about 16 Learn Smarts. 16, so divide 16 by 30. Each Learn Smart equals that. There's going to be about 30 of these guys, more like 32. Homework and quizzes. So divide that by 30% and each one of those equal that out. But there's only going to be approximately 6 discussions. So each discussion is extremely valuable. So people get caught up on saying like, oh no, I messed up and I didn't do a quiz. Well, one quiz is not going to be a big deal. But one discussion has a lot of weight. So it is a big deal. So please make sure you are focusing on your discussions. Okay. So this is basically the standard weekly assignment. It's going to be your 2 chapters per week and your discussion, with the exception of week 4. Week 4, you're going to have a midterm. So I'm not going to add a discussion, but I'm going to have the midterm that you have to do. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right. Other than that, it's going to be pretty standard. Every week you get a folder. That folder opens up. You do all the work. You got a week to do it. You can do it anytime during that week. And that's it. That's as hard as this class gets. So the class itself is not very difficult. It just moves very quickly and there is no stopping. It just goes by fast. So please make sure you're getting the work done. Other than that, as I mentioned, notebook, Make sure you log in to get your access code as soon as possible. If you can pay for it right away, do so. If you can't pay for it right away, you got 2 free weeks, so take advantage of those 2 free weeks. I do not accept late work. Guys, I do not accept late work, so please make sure you're doing your work every week. All right? I think that should cover how the class works. I am, as I mentioned, I am in my office a lot of times, but I do train a lot of corporate training. I do a lot of corporate training, so I do a lot of consulting for corporate training. So I'll be out of the office at times. So the best way to get a hold of me is obviously through a email. So I can get that on my phone. I respond right away. I try to get with you as soon as possible. The only other thing is make sure you look for in your discussion, look for my post. That way you can reply to it. It's going to be a video, so you could just watch the video. I give you an update on what's going on. I will be putting up a video on my introduction, who I am, and just kind of my brief history. And I, feel like that's a good way to connect with you guys, and it's an easy way for you to get to know me as your instructor and get to know a little bit about me. So I think that's about it, guys. I hope this video finds you well. I shall see you soon. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk in a little bit.